everyone, it's Slave to the Games here with yet another Vampire the Masquerade or Bloodlines 2 information video. Thank you guys for stopping by and once again choosing to hang out with me, and without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's dive right in. The first subject we're going to be going over is the Jihad, and the Jihad is the eternal struggle for dominance between Methuselahs, ancient kindred, possibly including the Inkunu, and the surviving antediluvians. It is a subtle conflict which is fought in the every night interactions of younger vampires, most of whom are entirely unaware they are being controlled and used as pawns. The motives and goals behind the Jihad are as unknowable as its players, though it seems likely that it involves Gehenna. A leading theory suggests that the Methuselahs fear the awakening of the antediluvians, or that the antediluvians fear the return of Cain, and so seek to gain power, cannon fodder, or perhaps just a guaranteed source of sustenance by influencing the kindred population. The Camarilla officially denies the reality of the Jihad, as they do the existence of antediluvians. The Sabbat, on the other hand, exists largely to fight against the Jihad and its players, especially the antediluvians. Many mummies are also players in the Jihad, through their leaders Horus' conflict with the antediluvian set. The next subject is a Thrall. A Thrall is being fully bloodbounded into service to a vampire. This denomination of Thrall is the same in both Vampire the Masquerade and Vampire the Requiem. A Thrall is usually a mortal and may have their service reinforced through the use of disciplines such as Dominate or Presence. Mortal Thralls may become retainers or even ghouls if they prove exceptionally useful. Inversely, those with little to offer their master or mistress may simply serve as part of the vampire's herd. In Vampire the Requiem, Thralls are somewhat less reliable than their Vampire the Masquerade counterparts, since many will come to suffer from the effects of blood addiction. Vampires with the misfortune to become thrall to another vampire are typically young, with relatively weaker blood, expressed via generation or blood potency as the case may be. Vampires who are bound as thralls to elders or even Methuselahs are more common in Vampire the Masquerade than in Vampire the Requiem. Since Vampire the Requiem vampires risk losing the power of the blood during torpor through the effects of the Fog of Eternity. Supernatural beings other than vampires rarely become thralls, although it is theoretically possible for any being that can be subject to the blood bond to be forced into thralldom. And now we'll be going over modern knights. The term modern knights is a substitute for modern day in Vampire the Masquerade, and is often used to refer to the time frame of the default setting of Vampire and of the other modern day classic World of Darkness games, although the term is understandably only used in Vampire. As the setting moved on from 2nd edition to revised edition, the modern knights were re-established as the final knights. However, the emergence of the Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition changed all that and brought the term back from the dead. On to the next subject, the Beast. Beast is a term used by vampires to describe the inner predator that strives for control over a canite's mind. The Beast is an innate demonic predator that awakens within each and every vampire upon their embrace. It stands in direct opposition to a vampire's humanity, and in some cases the paths of enlightenment, and is responsible for many of the debased urges canites feel on a nightly basis. In times of extreme distress, the Beast can overwhelm a vampire, forcing them into a state of pure animalistic fight or flight, which is referred to as frenzy or rostrek. According to werewolf culture, a vampire's beast is nothing but a manifestation of the corrupted spirit known as the Beast of War. And this brings us into the last subject, the Beast of War. The Beast of War is one of the 3 heads of the triadic worm. It is the Worm of Calamity, a monster of senseless rage, ready to destroy all in its path. The Beast of War would be as unrestrained as the Wab, were it not for the Weaver's webs. Limitless rage fuels it, and destructive instincts guide it. Its minions range from self-destructive shock troops that hurl themselves pell-mell into battle to hulking brutes who delight in overpowering and annihilating their victims. Acting through humans, the Beast of War can degenerate healthy competition into brutal conflict, culminating in bloodlust that makes no distinction between friend and foe. During the Bane Storm, its servants were unleashed in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. To the vampire, it's the beast that shreds the last fragments of humanity. For the Garo, it's liberating rage without the mitigating wisdom of Gnosis. The Get Fenris call this entity the Midgard Serpent, but to many occultists, it's known as the Calamity Worm, or the Worm of Destruction. It is said by some that frenzy and rage are this worm's blessings. This triadic worm is analogous to the wild's love of chaos, but here it is a chaos achieved via destructive terror. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Once again, thank you guys for choosing to hang out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, potentially think about optionally joining my Patreon or Discord or checking out the merch store, and I will see you guys in my next release, which obviously will be daily around 5 p.m. EST. Sometimes I do release things early just because I feel like it, but don't worry, because it will always be there at that time unless obviously I'm sick or something comes up. But Once again, it's been fun. Catch you guys later.